Hello everyone once again, this is Rob and welcome back to Media Awareness and a special video tonight as one of my favorite bands, Marillion, is celebrating the 21st Marillion weekend. So I'd like to say happy 21 to all of the Marillion fans out there and the band themselves. You guys are amazing. I'd like to share my Marillion story with all of you, but first I want to show you my copy of Script for Jester's Tear, the deluxe edition, which I will be reviewing tomorrow on this channel, and I hope that you will come back for that. If you are not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel and becoming part of my YouTube family. I'd love to have you. Also, like, share, and comment below. And if you're not comfortable commenting in the comment section, you are more than welcome to send me a private message via the Facebook link in the description as well. I'm open to any and all forms of communication. So, my Marillion story is, I wouldn't say unique, but somewhat interesting. I discovered Marillion rather late in their existence as a progressive rock band. If you're not aware, if you're new to Marillion, they are a progressive rock band originating in the early 1980s of all time frames, not the 1970s or 1960s. So they are considered part of the neo-progressive rock scene, but none of us that like progressive rock necessarily like that term. So let's just say that they are progressive rock and leave it at that. I was first made aware of them via the supergroup Transatlantic, consisting of course, my partner on drums, which I was already a fan of Dream Theater, and via Transatlantic I discovered the Flower Kings subsequently, as well as Spock's Beard. And I kept asking myself, who is this Marillion? Who are these guys? Because here in the United States, especially in northeastern Pennsylvania, where I reside, Marillion is not known. And it's sad to say that, but it is the truth. I'm finding that in more and more pockets of the country, Marillion is really not necessarily as widely known as they are overseas. So it's sad, and it is truly a loss to many music fans here. However, I consider myself rather enlightened to be a fan of Marillion. And if you're not a fan of Marillion, if you haven't heard Marillion, here's maybe a way for you to get turned on to them, as they are not the traditional progressive rock band that one might think when they imagine progressive rock in the vein of Yes and classic Genesis, Rush. Marillion, on the other hand, is a band that is never the same twice, in my opinion. Each album has their own essence to it, and they really stand on their own as individual items. I was first brought into the Marillion fold, so to speak, when I made the rather hasty decision at the time to pick up blindly 3 Marillion CDs, one of which was Afraid of Sunlight. And that happened to be the first one that I put in the CD player. And I was just blown away, and I was hooked from the first track to the very end, and I just was amazed at the brilliance that that album had. I recently did a review on the special deluxe edition of that album, Afraid of Sunlight, and it is such a privilege to own that and to have that in my collection. And it is also a privilege to, of course, own the collector's deluxe edition of Script for Gestures here. Like I said, I'll be reviewing this tomorrow. I unfortunately missed out on obtaining the Misplaced Childhood Deluxe Edition set, as well as the Clutching at Straws Deluxe Edition sets, and Brave. I missed out on Brave. And I really, really wish that I was more in tune and aware of what was going on with these reissues and with these deluxe editions as they were occurring. I was not keeping up on things, and it was a very difficult time the past few years of my life. But that being said, Marillion has really got me through these rough times, and the songs have always brought me around to thinking straight, and in some cases thinking better than before. As I said, my first discovery was Afraid of Sunlight. I hastily bought 3 CDs, but Afraid of Sunlight was the one that I first listened to. And I was in raptures. Every song was great, and they were all uniquely different. I would go on, of course, to find that there were 2 separate camps of Marillion. You had, of course, Fish era and H era. H, of course, standing for Steve Hogarth, the second lead singer and current lead singer of Marillion. I didn't know that in the beginning when I first bought those 3 albums. And the 3 albums I bought, ironically enough, featured H on vocals. So that's all I was really familiar with. And it wouldn't be until I kind of dove deeper into the catalog that I discovered the Fish era material and really started to become more of a fan as opposed to a casual listener. And that, I would say, would be over the past 5 or 6 years, and more in particular over the past 4 years of my life. I've been really listening to a lot of Marillion. I still don't own all of the material, and I have a long way to go, but I am gradually building my CD collection of Marillion, and I am very proud to consider myself a Marillion fan, and once again to wish all of the Marillion fans and of course the band themselves, happy 21st weekend. This is, of course, Marillion weekend. It is the 21st weekend that Marillion, every year for the past 21 years, they have held a weekend for fans in different locations around the world. And it's a very special occasion for fans. And for myself this year especially, now that I'm really kind of in deep, I feel that was only relevant I make this video and send you guys my greetings, because I mean it from the heart. This band has really got me through a lot of rough times, and I feel quite blessed to have discovered Marillion, enlightened, and my life is enriched by being a Marillion fan. So if you are not a Marillion fan and you are still watching this video, albums to check out: Afraid of Sunlight, excellent album. Superb, if I may say. Holidays in Eden for people that are more commercially minded in terms of what they listen to. And by that I mean pop rock with a bit of progressive sensibility. The album itself was geared towards a commercial market when it was made. However, it wasn't marketed as such, even though it was produced as such. The Holidays in Eden is actually one of my favorite Marillion albums, right alongside Ray of Sunlight. Those two albums from the H era, along with, of course, the newest album, the latest Marillion album, An Hour After It's Dark, is another good starting point, and you can decide from there in terms of working backwards. It is an amazing album. It made my top 10 albums for 2022 when I did my countdown on my channel here, which you can find in the videos below. But definitely check out Marillion if you haven't done so. Albums to check out from the Fish era, as I just covered the H era, or the Steve Hogarth era, are Misplaced Childhood, Clutching at Straws are two of my favorites. Script for Jester's Tear and Fugazi. There are only 4 albums in the Fish catalog, 4 studio albums, as well as some live recordings that were later released as well. But for now, I would recommend, if you're a new fan and you want to check out early Marillion, check out Clutching at Straws and Misplaced Childhood. 2 amazing albums, which I wish I was aware of when they were released in these special edition, deluxe edition sets. However, I wasn't aware of that, so I missed out. But fortunately, I'm aware of them, and that for me is a saving grace. Maybe someday I will be lucky enough to have them in my collection, and if I am, you will see reviews of them here on my channel. But for now, this is Rob with Media Awareness, and I'd like to wish you all once again happy 21st Marillion weekend. This is awesome, and I hope to be seeing you again in a year from now for the 22nd Marillion weekend. If you're enjoying what you're watching, please, like I said at the beginning, consider subscribing, consider becoming part of my YouTube family. Also, like, share, and comment. And if you're not comfortable commenting, you can shoot me a message via Facebook. You're also welcome to check out my Patreon link below and consider becoming a supporter of my channel, which would be greatly appreciated. I will see you all soon. Have a wonderful weekend, and stay tuned tomorrow for my review of Script for Jester's Tear, the first Marillion album deluxe edition set. Bye.